You tease a character in the trailer, you hear his voice, you announce he's going to be in the movie, you have him on the cast list, and this is how you use him? The Scream franchise, for the most part, has been great, and I think it's one of the few franchises that after 6 movies can say that. Movies 5 and 6 were great, and 7, well, I guess it was only a matter of time.
Scream.
Creepy's kind of hot.
Do you ever just sit there and wonder, how do certain movies get greenlit? Like, do you ever just imagine the director and the writers and the producers just sitting around a table going, this is a great idea. Let's go. People are gonna love it. Are they all just smoking the same thing sometimes? That's kind of how I felt about this movie. Scream 7 is directed by Kevin Williamson. He was also the writer for Scream 2 and Scream 4, so you'd think there'd be something there. In this movie, we have Neve Campbell back as Sidney Prescott. She took a break from movie 6, so there's a lot of hype to have her back. We see her as she's trying to live under the radar. She has a husband, 3 kids, the oldest being Tatum, who is 17, and she is played by Isabel May. Well, as usual, Sydney's past comes back to haunt her, but this time it's supposed to be different because now Sydney has a family to protect and a daughter who's the same age as she was when all of this started 30 years ago. This movie claims to be all about nostalgia, which I thought was interesting to go that route since Scream 6 was all about kind of nostalgia and callbacks in a way. And that one, the Ghostface is a collector and collecting the masks of the past Ghostfaces and different knives and items, so I guess less nostalgia, more on collecting, but either way, that movie did it way better. I mean, we have scenes that are just straight out of Scream 1. Boyfriend crawling through the window. I've never done this before. Theater production like in Scream 2. And then the possible Ghostface being someone she knew from the past. I get what they're trying to do, but they were all very weak attempts. I've seen movies where nostalgia is done right, and this is not it. And don't worry, we'll get to the good stuff about what I liked, even if it's only, yeah. Up next, the cast. I mean, we had some decent cast members. I mean, obviously Neve Campbell, her daughter Isabel May, but we even have characters from Scream 5 and 6. Twin siblings Mindy and Chad make a return in this movie, and I thought it would be cool to see them mixed in with Sydney again. It wasn't. It felt like a very poor attempt to connect Scream 6 to Scream 7. Like, hey, yeah, those guys were in the last movie. And then we have Gail, played by Courtney Cox. Always fun to have her in the Scream movies, but just like the last 2 characters, it kind of felt like Gail was just forced into it to be like, hey, I'm also part of the franchise. Didn't use her well. But oh, don't worry. She also made callbacks to Scream 6 like, oh, Sydney, good thing you missed New York City. That was crazy. Yes, we know. Scream 6 happened. But if this is the way we connect it, I'm almost fine if you don't. Hey, but at least we get McKenna Grace in this film. That's right. McKenna Grace, who is in everything, is also here. Thank gosh. Okay, not to hate on McKenna Grace. She did fine. Absolutely. I'd say the actor that seemed the worst, just as far as the acting goes, was Sydney's husband in this movie. He's a policeman. I think he's the police chief. But this guy did not give really good dad vibes. His daughter's boyfriend sneaks into the bedroom. Sydney handles it, and he just is in bed. You know, it's not the first time a boy has sneaked into a girl's room. And do you think they're doing it? What? And then times in the movie where they're like, hey, our family's in danger. We gotta go. He's like, don't worry, you know. I'll take care of it. Just, come on, man. Sydney deserves better. And this isn't a spoiler because you hear his voice in the trailer. He was on the cast list if you look it up. But Stu, played by Matthew Lillardson. Here's the question. Was he in the movie? Is it just a voiceover from the past? I'm not going to give that away. Let's just say it gets worse. And we will get to that more in a moment. As far as the story goes and just the movie trying to be creative, I mean, I was nervous going in to a point just because the trailers didn't necessarily hook me like the last ones. And I guess that's for a reason, because the trailer's even better than the movie. I mean, they tried to do some unique things. I'll give them that. They tried to be different. They tried to make it fresh in ways. I mean, a third of the way into the movie, they pulled a stunt that I was very surprised by, that they don't typically do. Well, then again, Scream 6 did it right at the beginning, but a lot better. Anyways, they tried. As far as the deaths go, like, yeah, this was more gruesome than a lot of past entries. I mean, with each movie, I feel like they try to get more gruesome. I mean, besides Scream 3, but we all know what happened there. But gruesome and gore does not equal quality. The kills weren't that great. I mean, my favorite kills were right at the very beginning, and that's never a good sign. I'm not trying to sound like a psycho, like, hey, I love seeing people be killed. But if I'm seeing a movie called Scream, you know, I don't need gore. I just need it to be, I don't know, different than this was. Scream 1 barely had any gore, but It was better. They also kill off a lot of the main supporting characters in this movie. So you're thinking, oh, maybe it's this person, then they die. Oh, maybe it's this person, then they die. And sure, they do that in past movies somewhat. But in this one, it was like, felt like all the main supporting characters. So by the end, it's like, okay, I guess it's not really exciting. What's the mystery? I mean, they're all dead. And I think what they're trying to go for was to make it different. Like, oh, you thought you had it figured out, but if all these characters are dead, who could it be? It didn't create hype, didn't create suspense. It just kind of created a sense of laziness. And my second biggest complaint, we'll get to the first here in a moment, but my second biggest was Stu. You tease a character in the trailer, you hear his voice, you announce he's going to be in the movie, you have him on the cast list, and this is how you use him. Voice, you announce he's going to be in the movie, you have him on the cast list, and this is how you use him. This is what you do to the legacy of Stu Macher. Once again, the guys around the table, hey, what do you think we should do with Stu? Well, blah, 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 blah. Now that will resonate with fans. That is how we use a character from 30 years ago. Now, I'm not wanting anyone to get fired, but maybe there should be some conversations happening, especially because Scream 8 is already in development, apparently. Please say you learned your lesson, because we all know how Hollywood is at learning their lessons. Now, before we get to my number one complaint, and it's like my number one complaint by a long shot, I'll talk about the one good thing I liked about this movie, or I guess the two good things, and that is our two main leads. Neve Campbell and Isabel May crushed it. Their dynamic as mother and daughter and the issues they're having, and also the reconciliation and just their presence in the film elevated the movie a lot. And it needed it because without them, it belongs in the toilet. For sure. And that's a bummer because Neve Campbell didn't come back for Scream 6 because she knew her worth. She knew how good she was in these movies and she wanted more pay. Respect. But this is the movie we get for her return? Just had to get out the irritation a little bit. Anyways, the worst thing about this movie, the finale, the twist, was garbage. Trash. Belongs in here. And I don't say that lightly. Like, I just don't get it. The movie producers and directors and everyone around that round table, like, seriously let this pass? Like, hey, you know, this isn't clever at all. It's a very forced motive. It's cheesy. It makes it feel like a cheap sequel. Let's spend that $45 million, gentlemen. It makes me wonder if Neve Campbell knew what she was getting into before they made it. Yeah, so we have the reveal. We see who the killer or killers. Was it one or two? Go see it and let me know. We see the reveal, and I was just sitting there going, this is your motive. This is why you're doing all this. There could have been so many better ways to go. And maybe they want kind of a palate cleanser movie, which why would you ever want a garbage palate cleanser movie? But maybe they're like, 8, we're going to go so hard. We'll just kind of get this one out quick. Have a whatever movie. I mean, that'd be the dumbest choice ever, but at least I'd know, hey, they purposely made this whatever to give us a better 8th movie. The only movie that I'd say maybe is worse than this, but it's been a few years since I saw it, was Scream 3. Scream 3 was pretty bad. I'll say this, at least Scream 7 had a little more violence, where Scream 3 almost felt like it should have been PG-13, like no blood or anything. Scream 7 at least was a little realistic that way, but I don't know, guys. Have you seen this movie, though? What did you think? Did you actually really like it? Am I being too harsh? I don't think so, but I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And also, let me know, what's your favorite scary movie?